Hello and welcome to Back to Basics Weight Loss Surgery channel. I am Janine, your Thursday vlogger, and we're doing something a little different because this week it's the real coffee talk.
Long Island style.
Long Island style. So I have a guest vlogger with me this week. This is Kelly, Grow.333, my big sissy.
I guess.
And she is going to help me because we have lots to talk about. Lots.
Janine and I share so many things, and
I'm eating a protein bar, by the way. It's nothing terrible, I swear.
what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks, and I've talked about on my channel, is the gain. I had to get an unfill. But it's beyond that. It's up here, and I've gained 15 pounds, and for me that's tremendous because it took me a year and a half to lose 15 pounds. So I don't know, I've just been spiraling with my schedule, feeling like life is controlling me instead of me controlling my life.
I'm having the same problem. I mean, as you guys noticed, last Thursday I didn't do my own vlog for Back to Basics Weight Loss Surgery, and a lot of that has to do with the funk that I've been in. This winter has been particularly difficult for me, and Kelly and I were just talking that a lot of it has to do with our schedule. Life seems to be, to quote Kelly for a second, life seems to be running us, and we're not running life. And it shouldn't be like that, but we're having a really hard time running our schedule, and like right now it's about 9 o'clock at night.
It is exactly 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock at night, and yeah, it's nice to hang out with your friends at 9 o'clock at night, but she's got 2 girls that are in bed right now, and Kelly should be having relaxed time with her husband, but instead,
I needed some Janine time.
Right.
Because we don't get to see each other nearly enough, and we live the next town over.
We're only a town away from each other, and we never get to see each other. We don't get to exercise together like we did when we first met. I mean, our schedules have gotten that insane since when we first met each other, and it's just become so hard, and we're both in such a funk. And my weigh-in is tomorrow. I'm praying to every god in the universe that it's not going to be horrific, but I don't know. I know it's not going to be fantabulous, so I feel like I'm completely out of control. Kelly's having a rough time, and it's kind of like, what do you do?
Well, I remember, as a matter of fact, I have some notes, and my last vlog that I did, Northern Southerner, I know he's a favorite of ours.
Oh, he's my man.
He said to me, evaluate your journey, but spend your time and energy thinking about how to solve your addiction. Don't dwell on them. I have thought about that this whole time. And so today I decided, because once again I'm working on Sunday, so in the last 3 weeks I will have had just 2 days off.
Kelly did have Sunday off, or at least she thought she had Sunday off for quite some time until she got offered overtime. So, and when you're living in New York, especially on Long Island, cost of living, yeah, overtime is juicy and delicious.
But that's a good point, though, because I own my decisions. It was a choice. I could say no to working, but I need that money, and I couldn't turn it down. So what I decided to do today is...
No Long Islander can, trust me.
I took an hour and a half off early. I came home, picked up my kids, and then I got on the treadmill. I have not done the C to 5K probably it seems like 3 months. And what surprised me is...
But hold on 1 second. That hour and a half that you left early, did you get paid for that hour and a half that you left?
No, I took it without pay.
Okay, so you just got cut an hour and a half time so that you could exercise.
Yeah, that's the choice that I needed to make today.
Okay.
And unfortunately, That's the choice that I'm facing on a regular basis.
And that's insanity that you have to go without pay for the sake of your health.
I mean, the other option is get up at 4 in the morning, and it just doesn't seem feasible. You also have to do what's going to work for you, and it's a great in theory for me to say, all right, I'll get up at 4, because really I am a morning person, but 4's pushing it, you know, and I leave my house at 6:15. So, and I don't get home till 6 p.m. So in those hours, it's chaotic. And listen, I'm always looking on YouTube for other weight loss surgery patients, that their journeys, how they deal with their schedule. Because we all have our own journeys, but I'm always open to ideas, you know. I do the cooking all weekend long so that the meals are done. And that's one thing I will say, we don't do fast food. I cook every night. But I do realize that part of my gain has been, I have just given myself way too much rope, and I hung myself with it. You know, I've just eaten, I've allowed myself to eat way out of the zone. And getting back to MyFitnessPal has showed me that. Now, I did get a fill, but unfortunately I'm one of those people that it actually does take 2 weeks for my fill to kick in.
Now, when you say you ate out of the zone, do you mean that you ate out of the zone like quantity-wise or quality-wise?
Both.
Okay.
You could say both.
Okay. You know, I think that everybody gets there, you know, at least at some point. I know that, Lord knows, I have my moments. I mean, I'm, number one, I'm addicted to food. Number two, I am a compulsive overeater, so I binge emotionally, which is pretty much like being bulimic, except I don't head to the toilet to throw it up. And I do it for the Band-Aid effect. I do it for comfort. I do it to numb other feelings. And I eat the wrong things. It amplifies the good feelings that food brings me when I eat the wrong things. I'm never going to feel that happy Band-Aid effect if I binge on apples or carrot sticks. It's just not going to happen. Trust me, it's only going to happen with cheeseburgers, you know? So it happens for me too, but, you know, I don't think you're, I mean, I know you're not a binger.
No, but it's funny that you're saying all this, because one of the things that I wrote down that I became very conscious of, and I've been open with the fact that I go to therapy.
I do too.
Is that I acknowledged within, I acknowledge what is going on with me, that I'm looking to fill a hole. Because I realized it wasn't just food. I mean, I just felt this hole. Maybe it's because I've been going nonstop and I haven't taken any time for myself to decompress. But whether I was filling it with food, or whether I was going to fill it with shopping, or whether I was going to fill it with sex, or whatever it was. Now, was I doing all these things? No, because I can consciously stop myself with almost all of it but food. But I was aware that I needed to fill something. You know, like there was a need for me. And I would communicate even to my husband and say, man, I need you to hold me. You know, I've been saying, I guess what's been repeating in my life lately has been, I have taken care of everyone else my entire life. I want to be taken care of too. You know, and this weight loss journey is so draining sometimes. Listen, my health is very important, and I'm going to get there, and I desire to get there, but clearly my choices are not coinciding with my desires, which I need to get straight. But it's exhausting. I mean, it took me a year and a half to lose 15 pounds. I know I'm not the norm. Those of you that don't know me, I have a lot of health issues. Another thing that Janine and I share. So I can work my ass off, and she can attest to it.
Oh, Jesus. This woman used to run laps around
I work it, and I'm not going to see big numbers on the scale. If I'm lucky, I'll get the inches.
And she did get inches, because I've seen old pictures of her and comparative pictures of her today, you'd think she's down a good 40, 50 pounds, really, from inches. So I promise you.
You think so?
Honey, you showed me some pictures, and if I stare at you today, really.
Because that's another thing. I love looking at everybody's before and after, but I've shared with Janine, I want a before and after. I have never put a before and after up because I don't feel like I have one. You know, I still have so far to go. I mean, I've got a good 50 pounds to put a dent in things. You know, but again, I truly believe I have learned not to define myself by the scale. The scale is so minuscule to everything else. And that was another thing that Janie did a response video to City Girl 555, and listening to her, it reminded me that the 15 pounds that I gained doesn't mean anything, that who I am is so much more. And that's what I love about YouTube, is that it's constant validation and reinforcement, because I know these things, but when I'm having difficulties, as we all do, I need those reminders to keep me up.
You start doubting yourself. When things start going wrong, when things are not, when you aren't positive that you're getting to where you want to be, you start changing your vision, you start looking other ways, and you start doubting where you're going. And the second you start to doubt, you need reminders. And that's when YouTube becomes an amazing tool. And that's where channels like this can become super duper helpful for you, because you can learn from other people like Kelly, who have various perspectives and wisdom and can help you. And then there's so many other vloggers on YouTube within the weight loss surgery community that can help you with their own journeys. And I mean, God, Northern Southerner, him alone, just watch between him, Janie, Cabernet Queen, Sally, Rosemary, you're set.
I said to Rosemary that I loved watching their videos when they all got together. You know, Rosemary with her sister Connie and helping her, and they all got together one weekend and they did a lot of films, and I got so much out of watching them. Not just seeing the love between them, which for me was fantastic in itself.
That was wonderful.
But the wisdom that they all impart on us and share, and to me, that's not easy. I mean, there's a lot of people that you all call lurkers and stuff like that. It's not easy to put yourself out there. I mean, I don't have a separate channel on Facebook. If my name is, you know, I mean, I have my weight loss community people along with my personal life.
Me too.
And I've not told many people, I mean, in my personal life. I mean, I don't hide it. But, you know, I'm selective.
Me too.
And that's why when I make posts, I go to my forums, you know, the Back to Basics forum and that kind of stuff, if I really want to make comments about the weight loss surgery.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm embarrassed by it. It's a decision that I made for myself, and I stand by it. But those of you that know me, I don't feel I need to explain myself to anyone. I don't apologize for who I am or how I live my life. So unless you're going to ask me directly, I don't explain things, and that's just me.
Yeah, I don't share my YouTube videos on, I mean, like Kelly, I don't have a separate like Facebook page for my weight loss surgery and for my personal life. Everything is all together. So I don't share my YouTube videos on my Facebook page. I only do in the Back to Basics group. Basically because I don't want to hear it. If somebody's gonna bitch and moan about something that I said, fuck you, take it someplace else. That's just kind of the way it is. You know, I love my subscribers to death. I love you guys to death, and I know that the people that have selected to watch my video want to hear what I have to say, and those are the only people that I answer to, in my opinion. So the other people can, you know, shush off. That's just kind of the way I view it. So that's why I don't post it on my page. I don't want people who don't choose to watch it to see it. So that's just the way I've kept it. But
while we're on the topic of YouTube channels, I guess the only other thing that I would say is that I reflect back on a lot of my videos because it's helpful.
You're brave.
Well, I do, because I know that there are times where I have been strong and insightful. I mean, we all get stricken with insight on occasion. And when I'm feeling low and I'm like, holy shit, I hate where I am, I hate how I feel, what the hell, I go and I watch those videos because I can say to myself, if I was there once, I can get there again. That's not somebody else speaking those words, that's me. And I'm passionate about the things that I talk about, and I truly believe in my heart that I'll get there. I'm just taking the long road. Hey, listen, that's the path that God has set out for me. So I have to accept it. The first 8 months of my journey, I think every video was bitch moan, bitch moan, bitch moan. But it's a struggle.
Yeah, but you had a right to bitch moan because, I mean, you know, you bought the lap band with the idea in mind that you were going to lose a certain amount of weight every, I don't know, month or whatever, you know, because that's what averages told you, scientific averages told you.
And lost nothing.
Right, and little did you know that, you know, the thyroid issue and the PCOS and, you know, everything else.
The diabetes.
The diabetes and everything else was going to affect it. How did you know?
Yeah.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
So it's a different story now.
And life is perspective,
Right.
which is what I get from all the videos that I watch.
You
and
changed so much between then and now, though.
As a person. And when I went in and spoke to my primary physician recently, and I'm constantly bitching of, okay, this is the scale, and I expected to be in a whole different place. He did say to me, Kelly, every time you've come in, you've at least been down a pound or 2. You know, unfortunately, yeah, I could go 6 months and only lose a pound or 2. But it's still going in the right direction. So that being said, you can see why 15 pounds is a little startling for me. But I realize I know how I got those on. Mm-hmm. And it's going to take me a little longer to take it off, but I'll get it off. And today was a good start. Today, taking time for myself, getting on the treadmill. I'm not one that loves exercise. You know, I wish I could find something that I love, but I don't have time for it, by the way. You know, I'd love to box or play volleyball or play hoops, and I don't have time for any of that stuff.
Yeah, don't get in the damn ring with this woman because she will kick your ass.
It's a great energy release. It really is.
You don't want to piss this lady off. I mean, don't piss this lady off. Don't do it.
So I'm still searching for that physical activity that I could integrate into my life that I love. Mm-hmm. You know, I am exercising because I have to. So after today's experience, I'm going to have to find a way to fit that running in on the treadmill. The doctors have told me I can't run outside anymore because the pavement hurt my knees. But again, that could change. If I could lose 50 pounds, then the pounding on my knees wouldn't be so bad.
Okay.
But I'll get there. I'll get there sooner or later.
I'm not crazy about exercising either, but again, it's just something I gotta do, you know.
But you've been awesome now. You are like on it. You're on it. You know?
You know, I took a week off this week because I really just needed like a mental break. Again, this is part of my funk that I've been in. I needed to like, you know, my muscles have been like super tight. That's, you know, a physical issue, but mental funk, I just needed to calm the hell down and just not pressure myself, because forcing myself every single day to do 30-45 minutes of running was just like, ugh, it was another obligation.
It's draining.
Yes, it was draining. it's just another obligation to throw on my plate and have it done every single friggin' day, and it's just rush, 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 rush.
The commitments, the checklists.
Yes.
Did I get this done? Did I get this done? And listen, my mantras, I really do live my mantras. I make today count. I do not lay my head down on the pillow until I can list several things to make today count. So it's been tough for me that my list has been cut in half because our schedules.
I know.
We just got to find a way to make it work.
Well, my dad made me buy him $20 in Mega Millions, so I could just not go home tonight. If he wins, and then we can, like, you know, swagger off to Hawaii. Take the girls with us, leave Tim behind.
How I would love to just not work. And be able to just be with my kids and
I know.
do the things that I would love. I just want to be the mother that I know I could be. I mean, I know I'm the best that I can be right now, but all the things my kids miss out on because I'm at work.
I know.
But hey, that's life. It is what it is. But this has been awesome.
It has, and thank you so much for being our guest vlogger.
Thanks, guys.
Kelly is Grodot333, Grodot333, and I'll put her screen name in print, and I'll put it down below too. But check her out because when she does post, she posts amazing videos.
Thank you, dear.
She is super duper wise and has lived through quite a bit.